What's up, everybody? King of FOMO here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Make sure you follow me over there on my Telegram channel, t.me/KingofFOMO1, as well as my chat, which is going to be linked in the description below. Now, as far as talking about a whole bunch of new coins, I know a ton of people have been asking me to talk about their project or talk about their new coin. I'm not really taking on the risk of talking about a lot of new stuff, especially if people ask me to, just because the scams are rampant right now. There's like, I'd say, 18 out of 20 different coins are total scams. So I have to do my own navigation and figuring out whether or not some coins are good or not before I actually want to even mention them on the video, for the most part. So if you want to check out those coins on your own, you can check out my chat. And again, just be very careful. Don't trust anybody just because somebody says a coin is really good. It doesn't mean it's going to be. But sometimes I do see coins that get 2 or 3x in a quick amount of time. So you guys can do your own research where that comes from. In this video, we're going to be talking about a new farming tool. So farming is still going really, really well for me. And I think farming is kind of picking itself back up and having a second run right now, as we're seeing excuse me, Ethereum's gas prices go back up again, and I think that's a lot due to farming. So we'll get into all that stuff in a second, but let's just talk about all the stuff that I've talked about recently, what has been going well, etc., etc. So first we'll talk about Moonpool, or MFI. So I didn't realize they were doing this. I wasn't really following the community that well, but they did actually end their staking on the Moonpool.Finance. So this actually hasn't caused a major dump yet. Now this did, granted, just recently happen. What their plan is to move over to this YFI.Finance, and you should be able to use your Moonpool tokens here, and they're going to be doing some other things too. So what I personally did is I did unstake my rewards and sell pretty much everything, and you can keep your MFI if you think that MFI is going to keep its price, which it's doing a pretty good job of doing right now. It's at 4,000 Ethereum, or 4,000 Tron, per one MFI token. And if you think that the value is either going to retain or go higher as this star pool is launching, then you feel free to hold your MFI, Tron, and liquidity pool tokens if you have them, and be prepared to stake them here to earn some star pool. One of the reasons why I pulled out, though, is because that this is kind of very, very new, so I want to see it actually working before I throw all of my money at it right away. So we'll see. When star pool launches, I'll probably jump right back into it if it has the similar rewards to MFI. So that is all the Tron stuff that we're going to cover. Next up, we'll cover Interstellar. So the last time I made a video about Interstellars, this thing was at 32 Ethereum in the contract. Right now, 24 hours later, just about that amount of time later, we're sitting at about 299 Ethereum. So it is growing at a rapid rate. Now, again, what I like to compare Interstellars to is EtherChain. It's kind of an evolved version of it. EtherChain currently has a total amount of deposits of 52,646 Ethereum circulating throughout it. I do think that Interstellars can definitely reach those numbers. Now, the only downside or the only caveat is that EtherChain has like a huge marketing team and a huge amount of marketers behind it. Interstellars, I just realized this, it really just has me and a few other YouTubers and maybe some community on Telegram. So hopefully more people will catch on to this and get the word out there, because I do think that it is an evolved version of EtherChain. It does a lot more stuff. And both of them will eventually end, so I'm not going to say that you're guaranteed to get anything from Interstellars, but at the moment, like I said, when I first joined EtherChain and TronChain, those were nearly guarantees because I knew that they were going to blow up like crazy. And the same case is true with Interstellars. This thing is only like about a day and some hours old, so I think that it's got a lot of room to grow. It just needs to keep hitting the right kind of strides, hitting the right waves for people to talk about it besides myself. But I've been doing well with it. I wish I could show you statistics here. It doesn't the UI is not perfect yet. You can see that I have a negative balance of total of my dividend limit remaining, so hopefully they fix that up soon. But all in all, I have been able to do some good withdrawals from here already. All right, so moving right along from there, the next thing I want to talk about is Swerve. So the Swerve token currently sitting at about $7.66, up 50% since 24 hours ago. Now I bought here at about $6.05. This is the last video that I made about Swerve. And yeah, it's up a pretty good amount, almost $8. So that's still up maybe 20-30% since when I purchased into here. And what I'm really doing with Swerve is I'm mainly focusing on the farming aspect of things. So let me just reload this page and see how many Swerve tokens I can claim right now. It's about $100. So yeah, about 15 tokens is about $100 at the current price. So that's in 24 hours time. And that's going to be, what is that, like 0.1% or 1%, something like that. in a day here from Swerve. So actually really, really good returns. And, as long as that price keeps up, it's going to be doing some good stuff. And Curve is the same deal. Curve is actually kind of going along side by side with Swerve, going up too. They're not really hemorrhaging each other, but the coin Swerve is similar to Curve because they just kind of take out some of the shady stuff that has been happening with Curve. And we're seeing that the market cap for this one is currently $18 million, while the market cap for Curve is $87 million. So you can see that I do think that the Swerve token can go up significantly higher in value altogether. Another thing that you'll notice is that the supply of the Curve token is way, way higher. 33 or 3 is that 3 billion? That's about 3 billion tokens at the max supply. Circulating supply is currently it looks like it says 41 million tokens, and if we take a look at the circulating supply of Swerve, only 2 million tokens so far, and that's going to keep increasing, but nonetheless, with the smaller supply, you can definitely see a much larger dollar amount if it reaches that same market cap. All right, so moving along from there, I've talked about Kitten.Finance in my Telegram a few times, and I mentioned this like a while ago, and the price kind of rebounded. It started off about $200. It went all the way down to about maybe $20, $30. Let's see, the earliest price that we can see on here is about $30.82. Today, it hit a high of maybe like $90, $80 right here, and it's kind of staying steady at $71. So the Kitten.Finance is doing really well, and this is a farming token. I'm not really just looking at farming tokens that farm. I'm looking at farming tokens that do a little bit more, and we'll talk about that when we get to Shasimi in a second. But this one does have a developer that's doing more than just putting a coin out and putting different pairs in and more pairs just to drain the coin more and more as time goes on. That's why the value of Kitten.Finance is going up, because he's adding to the website, he's adding to what he's doing in the back end. And he has a plan overall for Kitten.Finance. So definitely follow the Telegram group, follow their Discord, and figure out what they're all about before you guys do anything. But it's definitely, I think, worth checking out. Now, when I was staking, I put about 550 WETH in here. I know, don't yell at me for that large amount, but now there's it was before, it was about 10% of the pool. Now it's about 5%, so an extra 5,000 Ethereum got put into here over the past 2 days since I've gotten into here. So my rewards have gone down, but still, I'm still making a pretty good amount. I think it was $1,000 a day last time, so it's probably going to be like maybe $500 a day from here. As far as keeping my kittens or selling my kittens, I'm kind of in between. What I really want to do is I want to wait for this price to dip down, maybe back to $40 again, and then I'm going to buy up a bunch of kittens and put them in the ETH liquidity pool. I'm trying not to make the mistake of FOMOing it at the top and then putting in the liquidity pool, because you lose so much more from doing that. So that's Kitten.Finance. Moving on to the next thing, which is going to be Shasimi Swap. So this is a clone of Sashimiswap, and the reason why I'm talking about it is I know there's a lot of clones of Sashimiswap, but they're not actually clones. They're just they're clones of the contract. They're not clones of the idea. This is a clone of the idea. They're doing the similar thing as Sashimiswap, migrating the liquidity of Uniswap over. But they are working with Uniswap is number one. They have a plan here, number two. They're not just a token that is going to farm itself to death like most of the farming tokens. So you guys can read the medium that's going to be right here. And this will be in my Telegram chat. I'm not going to really post a whole bunch of links in the description below. Then you have the website links right here, so you can pause the video and look at this. Don't complain to me that they're not going to be in the description below here either. Their Telegram community, their Discord as well. And they also have like the kind of key features. This is written by the Elf team, however you want to pronounce it. And Elf is a pretty good solid coin right now. It's currently ranked 165, $54 million in market cap, and it's been around here for quite a while, over a year. And this team is putting out their own clone to Sashimiswap. That alone, like having a public team attached to this, at least a public team that has released a coin already, a suitable coin, is a big deal, rather than having anonymous dev XYZ release, I don't know, bread swap or something like that. So that's a big positive. They're attaching it to the Elf swap system, or the AE swap and Uniswap, so you guys can read all about it right here. Now the only downside is I think there is some like drama about time lock. There's you need to have time lock in your contract, because if you don't, I think what happens is all the liquidity pool tokens that you deposit in here can just get drained and put anywhere else. So I'm hoping that gets solved. But this thing is actually launching if we go to Etherscan right here in about an hour and 37 minutes. So Depending on when you're watching this video, this thing might already be out. And one of the things that I did, which is what another strategy that I have with these coins, is I deposited or I bought some ELF tokens, and I kind of predicted that this was a really good opportunity to buy ELF tokens because the price is not like over pumped right now. I kind of bought it like this lull moment right here. It's not over pumped. It's not over dumped. If we zoom out, this is the 180-day chart right here. So we can zoom in even more and see that the price is actually kind of low for the 14-day chart. So I thought it was a really good buy, and especially for providing liquidity. If something does go wrong with the contract, I can just take my liquidity pool tokens out, and I won't be at a major loss because it hasn't pumped like crazy yet. Because people believe in it at all. Once people start believing it, it might go up a lot. But then that's where your bigger risk factor comes in, because you have to risk the Shasimi platform, and you have to risk the overpumped price of the liquidity pool tokens and impermanent loss and all that stuff. But you guys can check it out for yourself. All the other pools are pretty much the same except for the ELF and the BTC pool. So those are things to check out. And that is everything that we're going to cover in this video today. Hopefully, tomorrow we'll see this thing launch and this thing do really well, and we'll get hyped for farming again. The last thing I'll say though is that gas fees are extremely high again. So again, if you're playing with baby money, if you're playing with like $100, $200, you're going to get destroyed with gas fees playing with any of this stuff, especially like Swerve and farming. So keep that in mind. Do your own math on that. I'm not going to help you with that right now. And these APYs will be launched later too, so if you're confused about what these numbers mean, wait until the timer goes out. That's everything for today, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. That Telegram channel is where you can find all this stuff. If you want to ask questions, people will be able to answer you there. But be vigilant. Don't trust anybody, not even myself. If I message you on Telegram, it might be a fake me. So just be careful of scams, because they're taking advantage of people that are being FOMOing and being ignorant. That's it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.